Hello everyone and welcome to Flickering Myth. My name is EJ Marino and today we're talking about the new Ryan Murphy Netflix movie, The Prom. Look, I'm gay, but I'm not the prom gay. This movie was a little bit too cheesy, a little bit too over the top, even for me. I like me some musicals like Cabaret and Chicago, but you can see those two musicals are a little bit more darker, a little bit more mature. The Prom, while it is a nice, sweet family film, it wasn't for me. That's not saying the movie is bad, though I do think it lacks the heart and soul that I was kind of expecting. Usually these Broadway performances have such warm and inviting vibes. There's something that feels a little bit hollow at times about The Prom. Maybe that's Ryan Murphy trying to add his darker flair to it, so he's just like, look, The Prom is kind of a hollow, substanceless thing. Or is it just the filmmaking doesn't really connect with the story? I'm kind of torn on that, but overall, I do think this movie is enjoyable to some extent. There is some standouts. There is some people who I don't think do as well. I'm going to shock some people later on when I talk about my two least favorite people, but overall, I do think The Prom is enjoyable. If you like Ryan Murphy musicals like Glee, I think this would be for you, but if you like other Ryan Murphy like projects like Hollywood or American Horror Story or Nip Tuck, this one might not be for you. When a young girl is banned from going to prom with her girlfriend, a group of self-obsessed musical theater Broadway performers decide to go to her small Indiana town and use their big celebrity influence to help her out. Yeah, the plot is interesting. I think it's funny. In another review recently, I talked about rich guilt, where it's a bunch of rich people feeling bad for poor people, and they're like, I'm gonna help them. They're not doing it other than just making themselves feel good. That's kind of the plot of the movie, so I actually thought that was kind of interesting to talk about. I thought that was a very, it's a good starting place. I think that's why this Broadway musical was a pretty decently sized, well-received hit. It didn't really make that much money, but critics seem to like it, and I can kind of see that with this film. I can see where people are like, oh my god, I think it's so funny when celebrities think they're gonna help somebody out and go out of their way to help them, but it's really just to make themselves look better. I thought that was really interesting, and then with the cast that they included on that side, like Nicole Kidman and James Corden and Meryl Streep, it kind of fits a lot of the negative vibes that we have about some of those actors, so I thought it was really kind of interesting. But this movie was stolen by its young cast. Jo Ellen Pellman and Ariana DeBose steal this from the older actors around them. They're two kind of newcomers. These are actors that I've never really seen before, so I was kind of happy to see, and they steal this whole thing. They have a musical number kind of when all the celebrities get here, and they're just kind of like wanting to kind of be like, hey, this is actually just about us. Sorry for all this drama and all this hoopla. They have a cute little musical number early on. I thought that was so refreshing, and it was their musical, their singing is so good, their musicality, you could tell these are musical girls, and that's kind of like a thing I have with some musicals where you could tell, like, look, I love Nicole Kidman, but musicals I don't think are really her thing. So you can kind of tell she doesn't really live in her character well. But like Jo Ellen, oh my god, she is so phenomenal. She's a star in the making. There's a show on TV called like Zoe's Playlist or something. I could see her in a TV show like that where she's getting to use her musical chops, where she's getting to have fun and use her like fun, cheerful, like kind of camp value to her. This movie's not campy enough, but she is that camp soul that I needed. She gets everything. She feels like that small town girl who just got off the bus into New York and she's ready to have a big boisterous career. She is that girl. Oh my god. And Ariana DeBose, she is someone I'm going to be looking out for. I want more of her. These just two young actresses really stole the whole damn movie for me. But on the other hand, can we ban Meryl Streep and James Corden from musicals forever? Look, we all know people, it's like a meme to make fun of James Corden. It's so common. I thought he was kind of more interesting here because he's playing an insufferable character. So, hey, if you find him to be insufferable, he's playing into that trope. There's a lot of stuff that, like, it feels self-aware with some of his things, but I don't think he's a musical kind of guy. I don't really love carpool karaoke, so seeing him in a full Broadway musical, he feels lost around it. Like, I just thought I wanted him to kind of stand out a little bit more, and he wasn't really there for me. And Meryl. We all love Meryl Streep, legend, icon, one of the best actors ever. I think we can all agree there. But I don't think there's been a musical of Meryl Streep that I liked. Into the Woods, Mamma Mia, the one where she was a really bad singer, which wasn't really a musical. She's like the opera singer who was really bad. I don't think I like Meryl Streep in musicals. She's a good camp actress, like The Devil Wears Prada. She gets camp. I mean, going back to like Death Becomes Her, I think she would fit into a campy movie like a musical, but I just think when she starts singing, the way we choreograph her, she just also feels lost. And these are actors that I, again, really respect at times, but I don't think this was a right fit for them. I think Meryl Streep does good when in her non-musical numbers. She starts flirting with Keegan-Michael Key a little bit, and I love their little stuff together. I think they're so interesting. He's a standout for me, though. I think I saw him in Jingle Jangle earlier this month, and then seeing him here, give him a Broadway musical. He is coming up as one. So yes, I think this cast is very interesting because you have the younger actors who are stealing the show, and then the older actors who I think are good at what they do, but they just don't shine here, and that kind of does hurt me. All right, everyone, that was it for my review of The Prom. It's a fun kind of musical. If this is your type of thing, you should check this out. But if you don't like Ryan Murphy and you don't like musicals, avoid this like the plague. All right, guys, comment down below, subscribe to Flickering Myth, and make sure you guys give us a thumbs up. Let's talk about The Prom down below.